There we go. All right. So, hey, Kevin, thanks for jumping on a Zoom call real quick. We just want to give our church leaders a chance to hear from you and just your excitement about coming here in a couple of weeks. And hey, just to start that off, could you tell us the last time you were actually in Evansville?
Well, you had to remind me of the date because I guess you had just moved to Evansville. But back in 2000 or 2001, the last time I was there, my dad, Luis Palau, who's an evangelist from Argentina, he's with the Lord now. But it was kind of an old school, and I don't mean in a bad way, but kind of a traditional crusade, as we used to call it. And it's hard for me to remember those days because so much has changed in our cities, in our country. Sadly, some of it has not made it easier to communicate the good news. But that was the last time I was out there.
Wow, that's great. Well, we're really excited then for you to come back, see our city. There's some new things to check out, but also just to connect with our church leaders who, we've been trying to figure out this whole church, whole gospel, whole person, whole city. What does that mean? What does that look like? And you've been doing a lot of work with the Together PDX. And so love for you to kind of share about that, just a little bit of a preview.
Yeah, so I am really excited. I mean, the Palau Association, we're an evangelistic association that's all around the world, but Portland, Oregon is home for us and has been pretty much my whole life. And if you know anything about it, if you've seen it in the news, it's not for good reasons in the last couple of years. And we are a radically unchurched, progressive city, which has some positives and some negatives. And it's very challenging for followers of Jesus Christ to know, how do we do what you're describing? What does a whole city, whole gospel, what does that look like? And for us, it's been 15 years that Together PDX has been going. PDX is our airport code, in case people are wondering, like, what does that mean? But it's been, we have seen God do some remarkable things. It's not been easy, but to see hundreds of churches actively partnering together with our very progressive city leaders to see things, major impact in our foster care system, our public schools, our refugee community. So we've seen great impact by our unconditional loving of the community. But in more recent days, we've realized we've got to push ourselves more in the harder work at times of how do you communicate the good news of Jesus Christ in effective ways in a radically unchurched place. And I would venture to guess that Evansville is becoming more like Portland than Portland becoming more like Evansville. That's just kind of a reality. And I'm hoping to learn from you all and maybe to share at least a little bit of why am I encouraged, even though these are challenging days, to try to communicate the good news. We're learning some things, and I'm actually encouraged by some breakthroughs that we've seen in Portland. And I just hope to share some things we've learned in the last few years.
Well, we're really looking forward to it, Kevin. We feel like you're the right person at the right time, in terms of our journey. Portland's a different context than Evansville, but Evansville can learn a lot and not be reactive to culture, but be more proactive by kind of looking at what you've been doing and where, post-Christian city kind of looks like. So we're excited to have you, Kevin. Thanks for taking just a little time to say hello, and we'll see you in person in a couple weeks.
See you soon.
All right. Thanks.